Based in Las Cruces, New Mexico, we present Bulldawg Broadcast.
On this edition, could the voting rights of Native Americans improve?
Then I tell you how a local preschool is preserving the indigenous culture.
Up next, it's a beautiful day in not-so-sunny Seattle, what the weather will be like for the duration of STN.
And finally, I show you how one tribe struggles to keep up with their traditions on the streets of Seattle. All this and more on this STN edition of Bulldawg Broadcast.
Good morning, Student Television Network. I'm Miranda Romero.
And I'm Alicia Della O.
And you're watching Bulldawg Broadcast, your weekly news show here to enlighten, entertain, and educate.
Today we have a little change of scenery, broadcasting to you from Seattle, Washington, a city named after Chief Seattle of the Suquamish and Duwamish people.
When you think of Seattle, the first things to come to mind are probably the Space Needle, the Seahawks, or maybe even the 2019 STN convention. But beneath the bustling city resides a 4,000-year-old Native American culture.
On March 14th, a new law passed the Washington legislature that would make registering to vote for tribal members easier.
If passed, the Native American Voting Rights Acts will allow tribal members to register with their non-traditional reservation names, as opposed to the standard street address or number. Reporter Aaron Galindo interviewed the first Native American elected to the Washington State Legislature.
Just last week, the Washington legislature approved a bill that, if signed into law, seeks to reduce the obstacles Native Americans experience with voting. Representative Deborah Lekanoff, the first Native American woman to serve in the Washington legislature, says the bill's approval has brightened the hearts and spirits of tribal people across the state.
That really allows our tribal members to use an ID that's been accepted at the federal level. Having the opportunity to register to vote as a Native American is really an incredible honor.
The Native American Voting Rights Act includes 3 parts, in which tribal members can use their reservation address in place of a traditional one, allows them to use their tribal IDs to register to vote, and requires a ballot box must be accessible to a tribe no matter what via a public road.
You know, they didn't have mail-in voting, nothing like that. And, you know, it can be below 0 by November and feet of snow. So no effort is made still for that.
I stand on Native American land here at the University of Washington, where students come to learn about oppression as the rights of Native Americans improve. For Bulldawg Broadcast and Student Television Network, I'm Aaron Galindo.
According to the Seattle Times, Seattle has the highest concentration of homelessness in the country, with 121 out of 10,000 residents homeless.
That's right, Alicia. As Seattle is in the middle of a growing homeless crisis, with 6% being Native Americans. Reporter Xavier Dominguez reveals how this could affect their relationship with their tribes and their roots.
Just that we're survivors. We're survivors like back in the day, back in the past, like our ancestors, you know.
Between Western and Virginia Avenue lies Victor Steinbrook Park, also commonly known as Native Park. Filled with benches and sidewalks, many call this home. Bridget Davis from the Turtle Mountain Chippewa tribe tells me how she was relocated from her reservation.
We feel a little bit forgotten because we're a small portion, so it's not, people aren't, you know, completely worried about us. It's like, okay, unless we're causing a riot or a ruckus.
Here at Native Park, the totem pole provides a home environment for the Native American culture. However, being on the streets makes it difficult to keep up with cultural practices. According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, almost 5% of Native Americans are homeless in the Seattle area, which is higher than any other ethnic group. David Coffey is the director of Recovery Cafe, a nonprofit organization that offers resources to help homeless people get off the streets.
Throughout my career, I've been struck by the kindness of Native American people that I meet.
Regardless of how her ancestors were treated, Davis is optimistic about the future.
Being proud Native American is still holding my head held high, still smiling.
For the Student Television Network and Bulldawg Broadcast, I'm Xavier Dominguez reporting.
If you're like us and not used to the snappy Seattle weather, well, Simon Miller's got you covered. Let's blow it over for another edition of Bulldawg Breeze.
Good morning, STN. I'm Simon Miller, here with the weather report for superb Seattle, Washington. You know, back home in Las Cruces, New Mexico, they call me Sunny Simon, but seeing as we're in the rainiest city in the U.S., you should just call me Monsoon Miller. Now, how about we take a look at the weather for the duration of our convention? Today, it's going to be mostly cloudy, and we're going to have a high of 61. Let's move on to Friday and Saturday. and we're going to have highs in the low to mid 60s and a 10% chance of rain. On Friday, it's looking like it's going to be mostly cloudy, and then on Saturday, we're going to have partial cloud coverage with some on and off sunshine. Perfect weather if you want to go visit Chief Seattle's grave at the Suquamish Museum. Well, that's all I got. Hopefully it doesn't rain on us while you're here, and hopefully all you make deadline. For Bulldawg Broadcast and STN, this has been Simon Miller.
United Indians Daybreak Star is a high-quality indigenous program here in Seattle that provides children 3 to 5 with an emergent and play-based education.
Their main goal is to provide families with access to information, resources, and skills needed for school readiness. Here is reporter Melanie Narvaez to tell us more on how they keep the Native American community alive within their schools.
The sense that the school builds is that you are part of something larger than yourself.
Miriam Zmrowensky-Angelova is the preschool program manager at Daybreak Star Preschool located at the Daybreak Star Indian Cultural Center. Their goal is to preserve the indigenous culture and make students feel represented.
So, being able to offer a place where children feel represented, they feel like there are teachers and other staff in and around their spaces that reflect their culture.
According to Daybreak Star, approximately 87% of their students enrolled in the preschool identify as natives, and the other 13% are made up by a wide range of ethnicity. This is what we have to be. Not only is teaching the students about their culture important, but so is making it a safe and comfortable place for them.
For a lot of children, including my son, who's running around in the background, it's this idea that this feels like home, and that there's lots of elders, there's grandmas, there's grandfathers, aunts and uncles that are helping to keep all of our children safe.
The Daybreak Star Preschool is located at the coastline of Seattle, and it is the heart of the Daybreak Star Indian Cultural Center. They teach a regular curriculum while preserving the indigenous culture. For Bulldawg Broadcast and Student Television Network, I'm Melanie Narvaez reporting.
As Chief Seattle once said, take nothing but memories, leave nothing but footprints.
We hope this edition gave you all more insight into the historic Emerald City. For Bulldawg Broadcast and Student Television Network, I'm Miranda Romero.
And I'm Alicia Della O. Go make some memories, STN.